Alrighty, guys. Second time's the charm. I don't know what is up with my computer, but it does not like me recording Rome 2 videos lately. Welcome back to yet another Total War League Siege Season 8 Siege battle. This one is going to be BigBlaz on the attack versus a name which I'm not going to try to pronounce, Igni, on the defense. This battle was incredible. Guys, I streamed this battle as well as their second battle live on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/CAPN4IS. If you guys haven't followed my Twitch channel, I would highly recommend it to be able to get some exclusive Total War League Siege content and to be able to just to get to know me a little better and hang out with me. I would love you guys forever. This battle is incredible, guys. If you guys liked it, make sure to hit the like button. If you guys love it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Grab yourself something to drink, something to eat. Go jerk off a quick one. Call your grandmother and tell her that you love her, preferably not while you're jerking off a quick one. Do whatever you guys gotta do, and let's get into it. As you guys can see, there is already a slight sally out going on by the defenders, so we're going to try to go over the army comps as quickly as possible. Starting off with the attackers, we've got the Seleucid player bringing in 5 units of Hillmen. Not 1, not 2, but 5 of them to be able to hopefully push up those tortoises and do some damage. And now we've got some Scrutarii cavalry quickly charging into them, trying to get some good initial damage into that unit, take them out, and keep them from being able to push up that tortoise. They're going to charge in, start doing some work, take a little bit of fire from the nearby archers, and get the hell out of dodge, because those arrows are scary, and I would certainly run as well. Getting a little bit of friendly fire with that archer ammo as well, though. They got to be careful about that. But looking at the Seleucid player, we've also got 3 units of Thorax Swordsmen, 1 unit of Silver Shield Swordsmen, 3 units of Thoreo Spears, and a unit of Shield Bearers, as well as 4 units, you heard that right, 4 units of Syrian Heavy Archers. They are going to be able to put in the work and put down the hurt. And now we've got these Siege Towers brought to you by Sparta, shooting at some of the units that the defenders have sallied out with. The Bactrian Royal Cavalry General, the unit of Scrutarii Cavalry, some of the Thorax Swordsmen, whatever they can hit with their ammunition. And the towers are starting to move again. And here comes the cavalry now that these units are a little further away from the archers. The cavalry is going to charge in. Ooh, and this Hillman is going to take some damage. 83 out of 160 men remaining. The Cav is going to do a hit and run, get some kills, and get the hell out of there. I do not blame them. The Hillmen are starting to waver, but they have not broken, nor have they shattered yet. There's still a chance, and they have come back. Will they be able to stay in the fight, or will they fall? Looking over at the other army, we've got Sparta bringing in a bunch of units of Spartan hoplites. We've got Spartan U's that have pushed up these monstrosities of siege equipment to be able to completely demolish a wall which has been built upon for generation after generation upon the families that have lived in the settlement for years. And they have destroyed the wall like it is paper mache. Sparta's going to be also bringing 3 units of Cretan archers, 2 units of Helot javelinmen, 2 units of heroes of Sparta, and a unit of royal Spartans. Got to get those elites of Sparta as well. The Hillmen did not stand a chance between the multiple Cav Star charges, and now we've got a fresh unit of Thorax Swordsmen brought to you by Bactria. These 2 units of Hillmen are going to fall, and we've got the Scrutarii cavalry coming in from behind to be able to put the hammer in the anvil and destroy this unit like they are nothing. Beautiful to see. Oh, so far the defenders are off to a great start, but that has not stopped the attackers. We've already got 2 units of Spartan U's inside of the settlement attacking the Bactrian Hillmen, fighting valiantly to be able to defend their homes and do as much work as they possibly can. But they are fighting against Bactrian Hillmen, and one of which has the support of the nearby Arrow Towers. I fear that they will not be able to beat it alone, and that's why they have more Spartan Youth brothers in arms moving into the settlement to do some work. We've got Ballsack Slingers on the wall trying to put in the work against some of the forces outside of the settlement. This Hillman is being absolutely blasted by tiny pebbles. They have broken, but they have not shattered. There are 63 out of 160 left. I fear for the defenders that this unit will come back and be able to wreak havoc upon their troops. But the rest of the hillmen, another unit of 142 out of 160, are completely surrounded by the Bactrian hillmen, being pelted by the nearby thorax swordsmen and their javelins and being demolished. And now we've got the thorax swordsmen that were outside of the walls coming in from behind, completely surround these hillmen, and they are breaking at 107 men remaining, and they have crumbled, and their unit will melt as they attempt to fall back outside of the city. They just want to be able to see their families again, and if they stay inside of the city, they surely will not be able to do that. Now we've got some cycle charging coming in from Sparta. We got Spartan use cycle charging, trying to do some work against these Bactrian hillmen. We've got a unit of thorax swordsmen coming to plug the gap. Another unit of Spartan use tried to get around this unit of Bactrian hillmen to be able to try and take them out and support their other frontline troops, but they were too late, and the thorax swordsmen quickly moved in to plug the gap and do some work against these Spartan use. And we've even got a unit of Iberian swordsmen throwing all of their Pila capability, everything that they have to offer, right into the side of these Spartan users, trying to take them out and give this Bactrian hillman an easier time of destroying this Spartan unit. Nearby, we've got a couple of Spartan archers over here. We got mercenary Cretan archers being harassed by a scorpion that has been sent out by the Lusitani player. They are utilizing their scorpion ammo to the best of their ability and just trying to take out some of these ranged units. We've got a Bactrian general looking to be able to get a charge in and potentially take out some ranged forces, but the attackers did a great job of setting up some of their Helot Javelin men as well as some of their chaff to be able to stop them from being able to do too much damage and put a little bit of work into this general as well. The more ammo that they can put into the general, if they can take out the general and affect the morale of the defenders, it could be huge. But the more ammo they can put into this general, the better as well. We've also got 2 units of veteran shield warriors that have taken a little bit of damage from the ranged units of the attackers, as well as a Balearic Slinger outside of the walls, just putting in the hurt, trying to do as much work as they can. Slingers firing at anything that dares to move close enough to them. But the attackers have formed up their towers so that way all of their ammo will continue to fire into these troops and do as much damage as they possibly can before they get engaged with outside of the city walls. Looking back over on the front line, it looks like we've got a unit of Bactrian hillmen with 100 kills starting to break against the thorax swordsman, but we've got an Iberian sword nearby trying to get any of their ammo that's left over, utilize all of their javelin capabilities before they charge in and put in the work. But with 95 kills so far and still a full unit, this Iberian swordsman has done a lot of work. Now we've also got a unit of thorax swordsmen utilizing their javelin ammo, charging in before this unit of Bactrian hillmen breaks to be able to start putting in the work against this thorax swordsman and getting as many kills as possible. Also, the thorax swordsman that we saw sally out originally with 222 kills now is being supported by not 1 but 2 units of ballsack slingers. 1 unit on the outside of the walls and 1 unit on the top of the walls, just absolutely focusing fire on this unit, trying to break them and support their outside units as much as possible to keep them alive, keep them fighting, and keep the damage going. We've also got the general cavalry. We had a returning hillman that was trying to sneak around and potentially take out the Iberian scorpion before they're able to continue to do damage against their ranged units, but the general saw that and completely demolished them, and that hillman did not stand a chance. It looks like the Seleucid player has sent up a couple of units of archers as well to be able to try and take care of the Balearic Slinger, but the Balearic Slinger as well as the nearby Scorpion unit is just absolutely focusing fire on these Syrian heavy archers, trying to take them out of the battlefield, get their money's worth out of it. And if they can take out this archer, that would be huge for the defenders, because that is 1 less archer that their very lightly armored faction, aka Lusitani, has to deal with. Lusitani is very well known for being extremely lightly armored. Ooh, pause that. We've got a cavalry force sneaking around the side trying to get into some of these ranged forces, but they just got absolutely focused down by the nearby javelins of the thorax swordsman, and we had a silver shield swordsman that charged into the cavalry to stop them as well. But 169 giggity kills with a cavalry unit that's not that expensive. Not bad at all, doing some great work. But yeah, the attackers did a great job of stopping that cavalry before they were able to do any damage to their forces. So far, the Syrian heavy archers with 8 kills have 72 out of 120 men remaining, and the Syrian heavy archers with 10 kills have 110 and 100 out of 120 men remaining. And they're going to go ahead and move up and try to find a good position to get back in on these Balearic Slingers and start doing some work. And this, oh my goodness, this Iberian Scorpion with 79 kills so far is just not letting up. They are putting so much fire into these ranged units and just trying to get as many kills as they can. Now firing into some of the Spartan hoplites, some of the very heavily armored units of Sparta, just trying to do as much damage as they possibly can. Looking back over on the front line, it looks like the units that the Seleucid player had attempted to send in through this gap have fallen, and so now the defenders have a very strong force over here, being able to utilize those side shots with the Thoreo Spears and with the Bactrian Hillman, just trying to get as many kills as possible. Now we got the Bactrian Hillman charging into the Thorax Swordsman, making sure that they cannot get inside of the settlement. We've got another Thorax Swordsman combined with an Iberian Swordsman in the fray, holding back these troops and doing a lot of damage. You can see in the background, the Slinger is taking some damage, but they were successfully able to break and shatter a unit of Syrian Heavy Archers with only 10 kills. That is an expensive loss with no gain for the attackers, and a great move by the defenders doing some amazing work. And now we've still got a Scorpion firing into them, doing some damage. Over on the right side, we've still got Sparta, who has moved in with their Spartan hoplites, doing some work against the Iberian Swordsman and the Thorax Swordsman, but the defenders are doing an amazing job of making sure that they utilize their Pila to the best of their ability, trying to get as many kills as they can before they send these men to the front line to be able to fight face-to-face against any opponents that dare to fight against them. And we've even got some Thoreo Spears firing into the mercenary Syrian archers, which are doing a great job of keeping the Spartan archers back, getting some great kills, keeping the Spartan archers back, and making sure that they can't fire into the sides of their frontline units, which is exactly what the attackers need in this battle, is to break as many of the frontline units as they possibly can, focus fire on some of these more lightly armored troops with your archers, get inside of the settlement, so that way the forces that are stationed outside of the settlement will be forced to attack and be at a disadvantage, so that way you can have an advantage wherever you go. But the Balearic Slingers are just focusing fire on these heavy archers with 69 giggity men remaining, 37 kills so far. These Slingers are doing a lot of work, getting a lot of kills. It looks like their quick reload has ran out, but they are not done yet, and the Slingers can continue to fire into these archers. And in a one-on-one battle, I think that these Slingers are gonna win, but not without taking a lot of damage as well. We've got 2 units of Spartan U's, which has returned from the battlefield after breaking from the front line. They're going to go ahead and charge forward, try to charge right into these Slingers and keep them from being able to fire into their archers. The Slinger's going to fall back, and now we've got a unit of veteran shield warriors charging into the Spartan U's, and they're going to be able to absolutely demolish these guys like they are nothing and do a lot of work against them. And not soon after they charged in, about 1 second after they charged in, they completely shattered off the battlefield, and they have been taken out, leaving the Balearic Slingers continue to fire, continue to put in the work, and continue to try to get some kills against the archer. But now we've got the Bactrian Royal Cavalry. The archers have moved too far out, and now the Bactrian Royal Cavalry are going to be able to charge into what's left of them and completely take them out. And with only 45 kills, that is again another huge loss from the attackers. These archers are wavering. They might break. They are broken. They are shattered. And another very expensive unit lost to not very much gain. The defenders are doing a great job of just picking off units one by one and doing some intense damage, continuously putting down the hurt against their opponents. Over here, we got some Bactrian Peltas at a great angle to be able to start firing into some of the troops as they move in. We got some Thoreo Spears as well as some Spartan Hoplites close behind, ready to move in at his moment's notice, which is going to be soon, because these Thorax Swordsmen with 146 kills are wavering to the combined forces of the Thorax Swordsman and the Iberian Swordsman, so they're going to have to move some more forces in to continue to put the hurt on these forces. You even got some Balearic Slingers at a great position to be able to fire into the Thoreo Spears and into any troops that dare to start fighting on this front line, especially if they're on this hill. Those Slingers will be able to have a great shot. With archers, you always want to try to get side fire, specifically sword side fire or spear side fire on your opponent's units, or flanking fire, because front fire won't do that much. But the good thing with Slingers is that they just have so much ammo, and the rocks are so tiny that can just slip through every single armored crevice of your opponents and just do as much damage as they can, which is exactly what's going to happen with these Spartan Hoplites. They are probably going to get focused down by Tiny Pebbles and take a lot of damage. And yeah, you can see a lot of Tiny Pebbles flying around and just doing some work against their opponents. Over on the outside, we still have a semicircle brought to you by the attacking forces. We've got a Thoreo Spear, we've got a Silver Shield Swordsman, and we still got 2 units of Thorax Swordsmen that have formed a semicircle to be able to defend themselves from the outer attack from the defenders, the sally out from the defenders. Again, defenders doing a great job of harassing their opponents and keeping them on their toes, whereas they will hopefully start making mistakes because they're going to have to focus on multiple points at once. But defenders are going to have to be careful because they have to do the exact same thing. They're going to have to focus on not only the front line, but on the forces outside, which could cause them to make some mistakes. And that Iberian Scorpion has 124 kills. It looks like primarily on archers. A great use of that Scorpion, getting a lot of kills and doing a lot of work and a lot of damage against their opponents. Getting a lot of archer kills. I mean, that's 2 archers from this Seleucid player that has just completely crumbled without having done anything in this battle. So that was a great move by the defending forces. And the attackers are too scared to move in their archers. I mean, at this point, you got to move in your archers and just focus down on your opponent's archers. Move them in, get a volley off, and then once they start returning fire, move back, make sure most of that fire is wasted, move back up, fire in, and just continue to go back and forth and harass your opponents. That's how you're going to be able to take out their archers and start putting in the work against your opponent's front line here, because you may have a lot of Spartan hoplites, you may have a lot of troops, but they are getting focused down. They are going to need some sort of support in this battle to be able to take home the victory that you wish to achieve. And now that the Spartan hoplites are showing their side, yes, it is a shield side, but it is still the side of these Spartan hoplites. They are going to take even more damage from those slingers, which are putting down the hurt against them. And now we're even seeing some veteran shield warriors, some more elite units from Lusitani that should be getting focused down by range fire, but instead they're free to be able to throw their Pila and soon free to be able to move in as they are and just start putting in the work against these Spartan hoplites and utilizing their high damage capability to be able to really get a lot of kills in this battle. Now we got a unit of Thoreo Spears starting to pull out. They were holding back the front line, but now that the veteran shield warriors are on the front line, they can pull back and save themselves, freshen up a little bit, and make sure that they're ready for the next engagement. But yeah, we've got 2 units, or I'm sorry, 1 unit of veteran shield warriors and 1 unit of Iberian swordsmen on the front line, putting in the work, putting in the hurt, and doing as much work as they can. And now we've even got the archer forces starting to focus down on the front line and shoot into the veteran shield warriors, which is a great move by the Iberian player, by the Lusitani player. These guys don't have the armor to be able to hold up against projectiles, so any projectiles they put into these units is going to be a good one. They're going to be able to do a lot of work, and Lusitani knows that. So they're going to fall back. They're more elite units of veteran shield warriors. Let Bactria and their highly armored troops continue to hold the front line and just try to stall the attackers as much as they can. But now Sparta's going to go ahead and move back in some units of Spartan hoplites to try and take out these front lines. Looking at what's left so far, we've got Lusitani. We've still got some veteran shield warriors. We've still got ballsack slingers, but they're actually they're not looking low, but they're looking a little bit lower than they were before. We still got veteran shield warriors on the front line. Weakened Iberian swordsmen still fighting valiantly, one with 210 kills. And we've still got some veteran shield warriors on the outside as well. Looking at what we have with Bactria, we've got the Bactrian Royal Cavalry, 60 kills, 52 men out of 80 men remaining. We've still got some Thoreo Spears that have ammo, the Persian Light Archers, as well as the Mercenary Syrian Archers, and some Thorax Swordsmen. Looking at the attacking forces, we've still got 2 units of Heroes of Sparta. We've got a unit of Royal Spartans. We've still got the 3 units of Archers, which has just been continuously harassed by the Bactrian player. And then we've still got some Spartan hoplites as well. And then last but certainly not least, we got the Seleucid player with some Thorax swordsmen, Silver Shield swordsmen, Thoreo Spears, Shield Bearer General, and some archers that should be able to do some good work and hopefully get some great kills. But yeah, right now it is just on the frontline battle. It looks like Seleucid had attempted bring up a unit of Thorax swordsmen, getting 131 kills just to be able to continue to put the pressure on their opponents, to be able to put in the work, put in the hurt against their opponent's forces, and just try to continue to wear down this front line so they can push in and utilize the walls to their advantage against the forces that have sallied out, and just really try to push inside of the settlement to take that victory point and take victory in this battle. Over on this side, we got some Thorax Horsemen with 163 kills, 29 out of 160 men remaining, starting to break against the combined forces of the attackers. But we've got some Iberian Swordsmen, very depleted Iberian Swordsmen, on the front line to be able to help support this breaking unit and try to keep back these Spartans as much as they possibly can. And now we've even got a Thereo Spears unit starting to move in to be able to fight against the Spartan Hoplites. 84 out of 160 men remaining with 80 kills so far. A lot of breakage here on the front line, and the attackers are doing a great job of focusing down these Iberian swordsmen and taking them out so they can't do any work here on the front line. Great job from the attackers. Over on the outside, it looks like we still got the veteran shield warriors just sitting back, relaxing, biding their time, and looking for a great opportunity. We've still got a nearby Balearic Slinger with 211 kills. Do they have any ammo left over, is the question. They still have ammo with 211 kills. That is insane. So they're still going to be able to put the work, put in the hurt against their opponent, and hopefully get a bunch of kills. And then, of course, we still got the Iberian... Oh, we got Iberian skirmishers still on the front line, ready to be able to start firing against some more of the elite troops. But we've also still got Balearic Slingers over here that still have ammo and still ready to be able to put in the work on some of these frontline units. And the archers are now focusing fire. Oh, my goodness. We got a lot of Cretan archer ammo going into these veteran shield warriors, keeping them from being able to fully devote themselves to the front line and just doing a lot of work against Lusitania. A great move by Sparta, trying to focus down Lusitania and their light armor and make it so that way it might be a little bit easier for them to be able to move into the settlement. But Sparta has got a huge clump of infantry. Guys, don't do this. You don't need more than 1 or 2 units on the front line. Again, they are all depleted, but you've got all of these units, but then you've got a huge clump of them back here that aren't going to be fighting, but are still going to be tired because of the mechanics of Rome 2. You got to be extra careful about that, because as soon as your men start getting winded and start getting tired and exhausted, they're going to lose stats like crazy, and they're not going to be nearly as effective in the upcoming battle. Keep your units as fresh as possible. Keep them fighting fresh, because then they're going to be able to do all of the work, or they're going to be able to be at optimum power, at optimum efficiency, and be able to continue to do a lot of work. But yeah, most of those forces are breaking, so it's just the last unit of Spartan Hoplites fighting. We got another unit of Spartan Hoplites moving in to be able to support them, just trying to take out these Thorax Swordsmen. We've got a unit of Thorax Swordsmen, 2 units of Thorax Swordsmen starting to move into the front line, fighting against the Veteran Shield Warriors and the Thorax Swordsmen. We've got some more units moving over. We've got the units on the outskirts of the wall starting to move up as well. 2 units of Veteran Shield Warriors. We even have a unit of Iberian Swordsmen sallying out to meet their brothers in arms outside of the walls and sally out against some of these forces, and it looks like they might start to move in. These guys are fighting valiantly. The Thorax Swordsmen are trying to put as much work in as they possibly can to just break through this front line, but it is a very powerful front line, able to hold for a long time and do a lot of work. Sparta has devoted a unit of Heroes of Sparta now, so now we're starting to see some more of the elite troops of Sparta fighting on the front line. Heroes of Sparta are a very powerful unit, and a really cool one to see at that, with some really cool armor. They should be able to do a lot of work and get a lot of kills in this battle as well. But yeah, it looks like we've got a lot of forces. The Veteran Shield Warriors are about to be countercharged by the Thorax Swordsmen of this elusive player, having pulled them off the front line. We're going to need to see some more troops. We got the Silver Shield Swordsmen starting to come up to be able to meet the Veteran Shield Warriors. We've still got the Iberian Swordsmen moving up to be able to try and support in this endeavor as well. Luckily, the Veteran Shield Warriors were able to get their Pila off, but the Silver Shield Swordsmen were too late. They'll get their charge bonus off, but the Veteran Shield Warriors did get the advantage of getting the Pila off, and now we've got the Iberian Swordsmen moving in to be able to try and get some good kills and do some good work on these troops. And we've even got some archers, mercenary Cretan archers, sent out by Sparta to be able to start getting some great fire into the sides of these Veteran Shield Warriors and just start trying to focus these guys down and getting as many kills as possible. Focusing down the Veteran Shield Warriors and melting them like they are nothing. Well done, Sparta. Great positioning. but also a great sally out. Now we've got the Bactrian general, 52 out of 80 men remaining, still fresh, trying to get around to be able to get at some of these forces, but we got 2 Helot javelin men chasing him down, trying to make sure that he cannot get into these archers and can't do too much work, which is exactly what Sparta needs to do. The cavalry, is the cavalry going to fall back? No, it looks like they are going to go ahead and utilize this opportunity to be able to try and move around these forces and get into the Seleucid archers. Sparta needs to quickly turn around the general, the Heroes of Sparta general, to be able to try and stop this cavalry from being able to get into their archers, or else the archers are going to die. The cavalry is going to take a little bit of fire from these javelin men, from these peltas, and the cav is going to be able to circle around this general unit to try to get right into these archers. Go, cav! Do not stop! Oh my goodness, now all of the archers are starting to focus down the cavalry, but at this point it is too late for the cavalry to turn back now. Cavalry's going to go ahead and charge right into these archers, try to take them out, get rid of some more range capabilities. We got a veteran shield warrior that has broken the shield bearers, 154 out of 160 men remaining. We've got a unit of veteran shield warriors trying to get around this unit of silver shield swordsmen into the archers, and they are going to do that. They're going to charge right into the mercenary Cretan archers, but yeah, the shield warriors are just getting absolutely demolished as they try to run into these guys, and the silver shield swordsmen should be able to finish these guys relatively easily. We've still got 9 men of this general out of 80 men left over, still inside of here and doing work against the archers, and some of the archer forces inside of the settlement, his own archers, are now going to fire into the archers as well and try to get some kills. We've got 5 men inside of this general's bodyguard left over, still trying to get as many kills as they possibly can, still putting in the work against the silver shield swordsman. We got 4 out of 80. Somehow the general is still alive. I don't know how, but the general is still alive. 4 out of 80 men remaining, still in the archers, trying to get some kills. Now we've got 3 men remaining. We can see 2 of them. I don't know where the third one is. Oh, the third one's back there trying to fight against some of the silver shield swordsmen. But yeah, this cavalry is still alive, and the general is still alive as well. I have no idea. We've got 1 more cavalry dying, but it looks like this is going to be the general right here with the leaves on his back, and he's going to go ahead and move up, move in. He is wavering, but he's still alive. 1 man remaining. 1 man against the world. 1 brave general which has seen their entire bodyguard just completely crumble and fall. And now they're going to go ahead and charge back inside of the archers and try to continue to kill these archers and get them off of the battlefield. He is still alive. The general, oh, this is just a bodyguard. This is not the general. So the other man that died was the general, but this general's bodyguard is going to go ahead and move right into these archers and try and get some kills. He is being charged by some silver shield swordsmen. These guys really want him to die. It doesn't look like the silver shield swordsmen have any javelin capabilities left over. This general's bodyguard is going to charge in, get another kill against the archers. Oh, what a badass. But he is going to fly away like a rocket ship. But we've still got a lot of archer ammo coming in from the defenders into these forces. This front line, we've got some Royal Spartans with 63 kills so far. We got some Javelin men, which are out of ammo. Some Thereo Spears. We've got all kinds of different forces inside of the settlement now trying to break through this front line. We've got the general unit, the Heroes of Sparta, starting to make their way to the front line to be able to try and put in the work and get as many kills as possible. We've got another unit of Helot Javelin men stationed right behind this tortoise. So, I mean, it's going to be really hard for them to be able to throw all of their ammo, but they are certainly going to try. They have 118 out of 120 men remaining with 16 kills so far, and all of the Spartan archers are just putting all of their ammo into these archers, trying to take them out and keep them from being able to fire into them. And the backstream player is going to go ahead and fire back. He needs to spread out his archers, though. They are all clumped up. When they are clumped up like this, not only are they an easier target for archers to be able to miss less of their ammo, but also not all of their forces will fire. So you got to be extra careful about having your units clumped up like this. But yeah, on the front line, we've still got some thorax swordsmen starting to break. Sparta has devoted all of their elites, all of the forces that they possibly can to this front line. We've got a unit of shield bearers and a unit of silver shield swordsmen nearby. The silver shield swordsmen are going to go ahead and move in and try to put in some work. We've got the Iberian skirmishers. I can only presume that they still have ammo, starting to move up on the wall to try to get some downward shots on this front line. We've got a unit of 2 units of veteran shield warriors, 3 units of veteran shield warriors holding this front line, as well as the remnants of Bactria's army. We've got a unit of 109 out of 160 Thereo Spears still alive here. Got a unit of Bactrian Hillmen still alive, 38 out of 160. We've got a unit of Thorax Swordsmen, which has seen a lot of fighting, 100 out of 160 men remaining, charging outside of the city walls to be able to charge into the Javelin and keep them from being able to fire any more of their shots, trying to get as many kills as they possibly can. Gotta love those hats, trying to protect themselves from the sun, trying not to get sunburnt. I do not blame them. Sunburns suck. And aloe vera, I don't know. I don't know how hard it would be to get aloe vera during this time, but it looks like we're having a mass break here from both the Seleucid player and the Spartan player, and it looks like it is going to be a defender victory. The general refusing to leave yet is now about to be surrounded. We've got some forces moving outside of the settlement. We've got Thoreo Spears, Veteran Shield Warriors. They are breaking, but they refuse to leave the fight yet. They will fight until the end, try to get as many kills as they possibly can, doing some work against the Thorax Swordsmen, poking them with their pointy sticks, doing as much damage as they possibly can. Oh my goodness, will they continue to fight? Will they win this battle for the attackers, or will they fall like the rest of their army? I don't know. They are Spartans. We have seen Spartans do some crazy, crazy things in history, in movies, and video games, and everything. So you never know what they'll be able to pull off. We've even got some archer fire starting to go and getting a little bit of friendly fire, but really just trying to get rid of the Spartan general, finding them to be a threat. And it looks like he is going to fall back. Not a true Spartan after all. Let's go ahead and look at the results here of the battle. We've got Rambo Tom getting 2,391 kills, getting the top amount of kills in the game. We've got Reaper King getting 2,149 kills. We've got Blaz getting 1,723 kills. And Conks getting 1,252 kills. Looking at Rambo's kills, we got 120, 142, 115, 106, 119, 102, 125. Insane Hillman kills. Holy crap. 241, 180, 215, 186, 186. That's funny. They both got 186. 223, 104. Lots of chevrons, lots of kills. Well done. Conks getting 133 kills here. We've got 142, 132, 103, 146. Doing a great job. Let's go ahead and look at Reaper King and Blaz. Reaper King getting some great kills. 124, 169 giggity. 167, 168, one off. Disappointing, Balearic Slingers, disappointing. 213, 214, 209, 101, 128, 105. And last but certainly not least, we've got Blaz with 125, 141, 165, 197, 102, 128, 100. And a great job by all players, by all people playing in this battle. Well done, guys. Guys, again, if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you love this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love you guys forever. And make sure to stay tuned for more Season 8 Group B Total War League Siege battles. Peace.